is Political Analyst, usually a supporter of the government, but with some caveats and criticism sometimes. PKD Nambiar, good to see all of you. Before I come to Dorsey, because I think that will take us straight into a kind of what didn't access this directly from the COWIN app. They just used an associated platform, which was also able to access the same data. PKD.
Absolutely. I think we have the data compromisation. This has happened way back. I started my first .com business in the year 2000. I remember that how data have been breached from there to now, that your data and my data is not in our custody. Your phone is listening to you. Everything is being recorded all the time. I'll give you one example that and most importantly, what we need to do is that most of these data are not even stored in our shore. It's not even in our country. All your private informations have been stored even in the Western countries, maybe US or any of these countries. Digital colonization is a reality, whether it is from the point of view of, at least if it is with our own government, we can be little say that, okay. And technically, and I agree with the earlier panelists that
Dr. Gilada.
One thing is, no, not the earlier one.
Pranesh.
So Pranesh, I agree with him that there is no data which is as safe as we can say that, oh yeah, it's a 360-degree security is being done and it is protected. Anything in IT can be compromised at any point of time. What all any organization can do, whether it is a government or a private or a corporate, they can only try to minimize the risk as much as they can. Otherwise, you see, there are times that we have even heard that even the NASA's website has been hacked. Or sometimes you hear that even the most technologically, the Google, some data have been leaked. You remember that the Cambridge Analytica and the Facebook data has been compromised, or whether they are sold.
I think the debate is over the denial. Why deny it? Say yes. There's been.
No, I don't think. See, I'll tell you one. I think once this data comes out, nobody can come and say that, yeah, this is absolutely my database has been taken out or my database has been compromised. Even if somebody takes up a data, there must be some reason for them, just not to access the data. They may modify the data. If you have an access to a database, you can modify it, you can delete it, you can do anything. And if at all, if they wanted to play around and say that, okay, a hacker is coming. For an example, in your YouTube channel, 3 days, 11,000 videos have been deleted. So I am only saying that, yes, the government also requires some time, even for an IT company or an IT person needs to really study that, is it really been compromised? If at all, if it is compromised, where is it compromised? How much data has it's been gone and etc. So unless and until they have a full proof reason to say that, yes, it's been compromised, how can a minister come and say that, yeah, my data has been compromised? As of now, it has not been compromised.
Let me get Pradesh to respond to that, and then I'll come to this passwords, I think. Let me briefly get in PKD Nambiar. We do have to talk a little bit about the other tech storm raging, which is Jack Dorsey. I think the point is that Mr. Chandrasekhar, these points that Pranesh made, Dr. Gilada made about one, no need for COWIN anymore. Stop it. Migrate this data into another model. The second is that you need affiliated wings of government now to be calling, mutual fund managers, for example, is something that Pranesh said. We haven't seen a statement from the government that all of this is going to happen or is happening.
Well, two things. One, I agree with Dr. Gilada that I think the COWIN, the application's use and the purpose has been already been solved. I think it is the time for them to pack it up and keep it safe somewhere so that whenever if it requires, they will be able to keep it back. The other part is that you and me are not safe with regard to our personal information anymore. If anybody whomsoever is saying that, oh yeah, I am very, very good and etc., sorry to tell you, I have been in the tech business almost when I was 23, I started my .com business, as I said. No one is safe with regard to your private information. If somebody wanted to get that information, it is so easy. In fact, I'm surprised that even many of you don't even know that there are applications available wherein you pay and you get the complete data of every individual. There are times it may be 5 rupees, 10 rupees, 20 rupees, or all your professional and personal information can be served to you Of course, it may not have the Aadhaar number, it may not have your vaccination status and etc. So I think we are living in a different world altogether. The minister, in this case, that we are expecting too much from a minister in the day one. So there has to be an IT audit, there has to be a security check on this thing. If it is a massive attack, what happens is that it is not just they would have deleted the data, they would have manipulated the data, they would have edited the data, whatever, something they would have done it. In this case, so far, we don't know. And the way that these informations have been provided, it doesn't look like it is coming from COWIN. It could be from anywhere else. Yes, somebody was telling that maybe a third party.
Put on COWIN. It may not be coming from COWIN PKD, but it's the information we put on COWIN. I just want to say this, Pradesh, am I saying this
That's
correctly?
Absolutely, precisely.
Yeah.
Precisely, I'm saying that I think let there be a very good audit, both a technical audit and as well as the other audits,
Okay.
security people. Then
so
we
sorry,
should be able to judge the government.
I need to shift gear, but I want to allow Dr. Gilada. Let me take this to PKD Nambiar. For example, we've had comments eulogizing Nathuram Godse, the assassin of Mahatma Gandhi, right? We've had these comments made at public events and then replicated on social media. We've had other hate speeches. And Pranesh makes the point that those are slower to shut down. Yes, I'm uncomfortable reading support for Khalistan. I can understand a police officer on the run for a fugitive is not going to want those accounts to thrive. But we have to go by the law, right? We have to go by the law. And I think the point that Pranesh is making is the Supreme Court held that unless your words specifically incite violence, they cannot be considered seditious. That is the Supreme Court definition of sedition. PKD Nambiar, Jack Dorsey's comments, how would you respond?
It's very, I'm Pranesh, being a tech person, and I'm hearing from him this kind of a comment gives me a feeling that all is not safe in India. I think somebody who is praising Khalistan is not acceptable to me and to the millions or maybe a billions of Indians, maybe except very few numbers of people who may be here in Canada or in Australia.
Can I briefly allow him to